Today I will do my Warriors season review. two days in a row. Titans season review. Let's get started. First off, on the Central Coast, they played the New Zealand Warriors, and they did not play well. But the Warriors technically are their bogey team, so they lost 19-6. On the Gold Coast against the Brisbane Broncos, their main rivals. They blew them out early, but let the Broncos come back in it. But they should have won 13 plus. Next up, Cowboys, and scored their highest ever club points, 44-8. Next up in Canterbury against the Canterbury. They played, to be honest, they played alright, the Titans. I think it was a lot closer than the scoreline implies. 20-4. But the Titans were unlucky. They had a couple of disallowed tries. So yeah. Next up, against the Newcastle Knights on the Gold Coast, and they smacked them 42-16. Because they hadn't lost on the Gold Coast to the Knights since 2013. Yeah. Next up, in Mudgee against the Manly Sea Eagles, they got whacked, and definitely their worst game of the season. They lost 36-0. They got kept to 0. Definitely a low light. Next up against the South Sydney Rabbitohs on the Gold Coast. This is a great game. But they blew the Rabbitohs out in the set, and they had an epic first half. David Fafita got a hat trick, but the Rabbitohs were too good in the second half, and whoops. Yeah, Rabbitohs were too good there. Next up, at Suncorp Stadium against the Brisbane Broncos was one of, if not the craziest game of the year. The Titans, after 15 minutes, were up 22-0. They were putting a sword to the Broncos. They were smashing them. But the Broncos, at halftime, it was 22-all. After that slaughtering 15 minutes, the Broncos scored 4 unanswered tries. They basically scored 36 unanswered points. The Titans' Mitch Rain did get a try, but still, it was kind of over when a Jamal Fogarty dropout went out on the full. Yeah. Next up, against the West Tigers in Campbelltown, it was 36-28 again, except in the favor of the Titans this time. The Titans in the first half had some of the second for playing touch footy. Brimson, I think it was Tyrone Peachy, Brimson went straight through the Tigers. Tigers were not awake early on. That's why the Titans ran out to an 18-0 lead. They would never. But the Tigers give them a bit of a scare. Wait. Titans' defense was no pressure point. And that is shown here against the Penrith Panthers. Well, the first half was horrible. They were down 30-0. 30-0 at halftime. They were down 42-0 before scoring any points. They scored 2 tries. Titans' second half was actually not that bad. But the first half was done for the Panthers. The Panthers won 48-12. Ouch. Next up on the Gold Coast against the Canterbury bankstown Bulldogs. Well, this was a win. It wasn't very impressive, as the Bulldogs gave them a challenge and scored, at the time, their most points of the season. 20. Next up, on Coffs Harbour. Titans had a great start, going up 6-0 early. But Granella ran in, again, it was basically 38 unanswered points. Titans shortly scored a try. 38-10, they got smashed. Next up on the Sunshine Coast against the Melbourne Storm. Well, they did fight in this game, they played well. Storm are a hard team to beat, so the fact that they only lost by 6 is a pretty good statement, I guess. Well, here's a crazy, heartbreaking game for the Titans. Heartbreaking end, at least. This was a belt of a contest. There was basically no defense. So the Titans were down 30-4 with like half an hour to go. And then like 20 minutes later, it was 34-30 to the Gold Coast. Roosters scored again, 34-all. Sam Walker misses the conversion, kicks a field goal later, and the Titans lose in a thriller. Next up, the Titans, another heartbreaking one. The scoreline is very in Manly's favour, and that was the whole second half. Performance was in Manly's favour. The Titans were up 24-8 at halftime, and Manly scored 48 unanswered points. And Ruben Garrick only hit 6 of the 11 conversions, which means they could have won 60. They could have lost the Titans 66-24. Well, if every goal was hit, it would have been 66-30. The Titans' defense was horrible. Next up, they made up for that horrible comeback loss against the Canberra Raiders, where they won 44-6 in Canberra. The Raiders in Canberra, they're a pretty hard team to beat, and well, it wasn't hard for the Titans, apparently. So they won 44-6. Round 17 by round 18 against the Parramatta Eels. They were down 26-0 before scoring. They did score 2 unanswered tries, but they still lost by 18 points. David Fafita was denied a try late, which I think should have been awarded. They still lost. Anyways, next up, against the St. George Illawarra Dragons. They were leading 14-6 at halftime, but they blew the Dragons out 32-10. Really up to the finals chances. 32, 34, 34-6 against the Bulldogs. Another win. Next up, 32, 34, 36. Well, they won 36-14 against the Cowboys. Next up was a game where they conceded 36 points and then got 6. So, yeah. They got smacked by the Brothers. Next up, against the Melbourne Storm. was an alright performance by the Titans in the first half. They were actually leading 16-12 in halftime, but the Storm dominated the second half. They won the second half 22-4. The second half score was 22-4. So, next up on the Sunshine Coast against the Newcastle Knights, they lost 15-14. Final game of the season, they had to win this to get in the finals, and hell they did, with a 44-0 win against the bogey team, the New Zealand Warriors, when I attended this game. The Warriors got smacked. This game was weird. 3 sin bins for the Warriors, 1 sin bin for the Titans. Jaden Campbell got a double. Yeah. And final game of Townsville Finals Week 1. It's a thriller against the Roosters. They definitely could have won. I'm not going to say should have. Actually, they probably should have won. So Sam Walker kicks a field goal. What happens next? Titans get a short kickoff. Then Bart Formo makes a line break. And then 10 meters out. So they give it to Patrick Herbert. He gets tackled by Lick passes. The ball goes out. And the Roosters have won in a thriller in Townsville. 25-24. So, next year, we have some players coming over. They have Will Smith from the Eels, who I think is a pretty good signing. They have Paul Tanner from the Warriors. Who knows how we'll do. And Isaac Liu, who I think is a great player. Definitely the best signing. The losses. Jamal Fogarty, Raiders. Tyrone Peachy to the Tigers. Ash Taylor to the Warriors. Oh, actually, they have Aaron Booth coming as well, I'm pretty sure, all the Titans. So, yeah, that's it. And I think that's the end of the video. So, I guess I'll see you guys next time.